China set its GDP growth target for 2024 at 5%. That's the same target rate it set last year when growth came in at 5.2%. However, Beijing did not offer specific details on how it plans to achieve that goal.
Anyway, so look, if you look at the emails, he's basically suggested that he made a play for the company, wanted to take it over, and said that he actually suggested that it turn into a for-profit. And they said, that's a great idea, but we don't want you involved. He made a play to be the CEO and the largest shareholder, and they said no. And I joke that, I sold Netflix at $10 a share. It's now at $5.20. So I'm angry, I've lost power, I've lost wealth, so I'm going to sue Netflix. There is no written agreement between the two, between Elon Musk and the company, that they would pursue any specific vision. So this is nothing but a nuisance lawsuit. And this is bad for the economy, because if you start a small firm and your old firm or other firms start illegally harassing you, it's very difficult to raise money. It's very difficult to attract employees under the auspice of a lawsuit. So I just think this is all around bad. Hopefully a judge will recognize it for what it is and dismiss it right out of hand. Now, what are real binding contracts? When you tell someone that you're going to buy their company for $44 billion and you sign up and down that you're buying it, and then you decide that in a fit of mania you may have overpaid for something worth $10 billion, and you try and get out, that's an enforceable contract. When you agree to pay people severance if you fire them, and then you say, no, I'm not paying you, that's an enforceable contract. What he's claiming is not enforced, there is no contract. So I just think it's a nuisance lawsuit, and kind of the love language of Elon Musk and Donald Trump appear to be lawsuits. So anyways, I think that goes nowhere. That's the fear. So I think we need a lot more antitrust. I think at some point, I don't think any company should be worth more than $1 trillion. I think we should break up Apple. I think we should break up NVIDIA. And guess what? More job growth, right? Higher wages, competing for people. And by the way, those stockholders would get hurt. Who's done really well over the last 30 years? People who own stocks. Who hasn't done as well? Small business, medium-sized business, and wage earners. Wages have been flat for the last 40 years. The stock market has screamed. Productivity's gone up like crazy. If minimum wage matched productivity, it'd be at $23 an hour, not at $7.25. We have a hindsight bias. We think, oh, I'm smart. I mean, how many of you actually bought NVIDIA? I didn't. And by the way, if NVIDIA goes down 50% tomorrow, okay. Unless you bought it in the last 14 weeks, you still made money. If it went down 18%, unless you bought it in the last 15 months, you still made money. But how on earth are you going to find your Apple and Amazon like I did so you can have economic security when all we're doing is a set of economic policies to ensure the incumbents, the already wealthy, the baby boomers stay rich? That's not the priority. Everyone should have a shot. When we bailed out Shake Shack and every goddamn business during COVID, it meant that the recent graduate of the Brooklyn Culinary Academy couldn't come in and buy a restaurant for pennies on the dollar. Churn, turnover, full body contact capitalism is meant to provide young people with opportunities and the ability to buy into assets at a price when they're in their income earning years and the market's correct. And we are slowly but surely justifying a series of policies such that there's never a correction, such that you never get a chance to buy in.